A private MotoGP session quietly conducted behind the gates of Aragón may have revealed an unexpected problem inside Yamaha's development program. In recent days, new attention has turned toward a discrete test involving Toprak Razgatlıoğlu, the reigning superbike star whose impending transition into MotoGP has already generated considerable discussion across the paddock. While Yamaha did not initially intend for this session to become a headline event, emerging information suggests the run may have offered more insight than the team anticipated, particularly regarding the performance characteristics of their current development package. Reports indicate that the session, originally planned as a routine evaluation, evolved into something far more consequential once engineers began reviewing the data. Early commentary from individuals familiar with the situation suggests that unexpected disparities appeared between projected performance and the real-world feedback Toprak produced. Although Yamaha has not issued an official statement regarding the specifics, the atmosphere surrounding the session implies that the team may now be revisiting several areas within its 2025-2026 technical roadmap. The secrecy surrounding the test has only intensified public interest, especially as Yamaha continues pursuing major structural changes ahead of the upcoming regulatory shift. What was meant to be a calm introduction for Toprak may instead have exposed important questions about Yamaha's current trajectory. And as the paddock reacts to the news, analysts are already examining what this development could mean for the manufacturer's long-term ambitions in MotoGP. More details begin to emerge as we look at how Toprak arrived at this crucial moment in Yamaha's timeline. For Yamaha, bringing in Toprak Razgatlıoğlu wasn't just a rider transfer. It was a strategic move that now appears even more pivotal. Toprak enters this moment as one of the most dynamic talents in modern motorcycle racing, rising rapidly through superbike competition to claim a world championship and establish himself as one of the hardest-braking riders on the planet. His switch toward MotoGP has been followed closely by analysts who see him as a potential disruptor capable of reshaping the competitive order. Yamaha's decision to integrate him into its MotoGP framework was initially framed as an opportunity to inject fresh energy into the organization. However, as additional context emerges surrounding the Aragón session, it becomes evident that Yamaha's ambitions for Toprak extend well beyond simply adding a new name to the roster. Observers note that Yamaha has been searching for a rider capable of delivering visceral, data-rich input as the team advances toward a new engine concept and a reimagined design philosophy for the next technical cycle. Toprak's reputation for aggressive braking, rapid direction changes, and unconventional corner entry techniques has made him a particularly intriguing candidate for Yamaha's engineering staff, who have long sought riders capable of offering unique perspectives on the weaknesses of the bike. Yamaha insiders have previously commented that Toprak's style may highlight areas of the machine that traditional MotoGP riders don't expose as clearly. This is where the Aragón session, initially viewed as a simple evaluation, takes on greater weight. Toprak's debut within Yamaha's MotoGP ecosystem is no longer just a storyline of a rising athlete. It is becoming a lens through which Yamaha's broader engineering challenges are now being examined. And that brings us to what truly transpired during that private test. What unfolded during Toprak's quiet two-day run at Aragón has become one of the most discussed behind-the-scenes moments in Yamaha's recent MotoGP history. The session was conducted under a low-visibility arrangement, with no formal media presence and limited access even for personnel within the Yamaha organization. Sources indicate that only a small, focused engineering team was assigned to the test, signaling Yamaha's intent to gather unfiltered data without the typical pressures attached to high-profile development outings. As Toprak began logging laps, engineers closely monitored how his distinctive riding style interacted with the current iteration of Yamaha's development bike, particularly its acceleration behavior, braking stability, and mid-corner response. By the end of the first day, internal chatter suggested that Toprak's feedback diverged from what Yamaha expected. While no official statements have been made, reports describe moments where the bike's response under heavy braking or rapid transitions did not align with the predicted performance derived from simulation and prior testing. These discrepancies prompted Yamaha's engineers to modify the evaluation plan for the second day. shifting the session's emphasis from rider adaptation to mechanical assessment. Although Yamaha has remained circumspect about the specifics, those familiar with the session describe it as an important reality check for the team. A seemingly ordinary test evolved into a moment of introspection, forcing Yamaha to confront areas of its package that may require deeper revision than previously anticipated, and the implications reach far beyond a single test run. The emerging technical picture points toward a deeper challenge for Yamaha, one that Toprak's feedback may have exposed earlier than expected. Yamaha is currently in a transitional phase, preparing for a significant shift in engine philosophy as the team moves toward a new configuration for the 2026 season. This upcoming transformation has made every data point critical, and Toprak's session appears to have highlighted several performance variables that could impact Yamaha's long-term direction. Reports suggest that braking stability, chassis feedback, and tire interaction under high-load conditions may have surfaced as areas requiring further refinement. Given Toprak's well-known strengths in deceleration and late corner entry, any instability or inconsistency in these regions would naturally become more visible under his evaluation. Analysts note that Yamaha has previously struggled with top-end performance and acceleration, but the Aragón data hints that the challenge may be more multifaceted. The team must ensure that its future machine not only improves in power delivery, but also maintains the signature cornering strengths that once defined the Yamaha DNA. If Toprak's test revealed shortcomings in this balance, Yamaha may now face the complex task of developing an engine and chassis package that supports both stability and agility. This discovery carries weight because Yamaha is already competing against manufacturers who have made substantial progress in engine development, aerodynamics, and rear grip optimization. The pressure to catch up has been mounting, and the timing of this session makes the findings even more consequential. And yet, this is only one part of the broader picture emerging around Yamaha. If the Aragón session exposed a structural issue, Yamaha may be entering a pivotal moment that extends far beyond a single test. Yamaha is navigating an increasingly competitive landscape in MotoGP, marked by rapid developments from rival manufacturers and growing pressure from within its own rider lineup. The insights gained from Toprak's private session could influence the direction of Yamaha's development program for multiple seasons. Should the findings indicate deeper mechanical or conceptual challenges, Yamaha may be compelled to accelerate its redesign cycle, reevaluate components already in production, or expand its reliance on external engineering partnerships. The timing also intersects with Yamaha's strategic planning for the 2026 regulation overhaul, meaning that any newly uncovered technical hurdles must be resolved without delaying progress toward the next generation machine. Additionally, the presence of multiple riders, each with distinct riding styles and performance demands, places further strain on Yamaha's engineering flexibility. The team must ensure that its solutions are compatible with Toprak, while also addressing the needs of experienced MotoGP riders who may require a different balance of stability, power, and handling. The Aragón findings could therefore serve as a catalyst, prompting Yamaha to re-examine its priorities, refine its testing methodology, and potentially shift resources to areas that the private session exposed. And the pressure doesn't stop with the engineering department. It extends directly into Yamaha's competitive environment, where rider decisions and contract negotiations are now becoming increasingly complex. As Yamaha works through the technical implications of Toprak's session, rider negotiations are adding another layer of urgency. Across the paddock, Yamaha's current lineup is navigating a period of uncertainty as teams prepare for major regulatory and competitive shifts. Several riders have signaled that they expect meaningful progress from Yamaha in order to commit to long-term arrangements, and the discovery of new performance challenges could influence these discussions. The arrival of Toprak introduces additional competitive pressure within the team, as his potential entry into MotoGP positions him as both a development asset and a future championship contender. Reports suggest that Yamaha's existing riders have voiced a desire for clearer direction regarding the team's developmental approach, especially with 2026 rapidly approaching. The information from Toprak's Aragón session may therefore become a critical factor in how Yamaha communicates its future plans to the rider market. If the test data indicates a significant engineering undertaking ahead, it could influence contract decisions, team structure, and resource allocation. What emerges is a scenario in which technical development, competitive performance, and rider negotiations are becoming increasingly intertwined. Yamaha must now define how it intends to move forward, both on the track and within the team environment, before the next phase of MotoGP's evolution arrives. And beyond all of this remains one final question: what does the test truly mean for Yamaha's future? As the dust settles on the hidden Aragón test, one takeaway is becoming clear: Yamaha may be confronting a turning point. Toprak Razgatlıoğlu's private session was intended as a measured introduction, a chance to gather preliminary feedback and ease the transition of a rising star into the MotoGP fold. Instead, the session appears to have provided Yamaha with a clearer view of its technical standing, revealing performance characteristics that will require deliberate attention as the manufacturer prepares for the coming seasons. While Yamaha has not disclosed the specifics of the findings, the emerging narrative suggests that the data collected has sparked renewed urgency within the team, prompting engineers to reevaluate ongoing development and accelerate plans for long-term improvement. From Toprak's unique writing input to the broader implications for Yamaha's 2026 project, the session has reshaped the discussion surrounding Yamaha's competitive direction. The results now carry weight not only for engineering strategy, but also for team dynamics, rider negotiations, and the manufacturer's position within MotoGP's evolving landscape. As analysts continue to examine the significance of the session, one point is clear: sometimes the most influential moments in racing happen not under bright lights or roaring crowds, but in quiet, private tests where raw data speaks louder than headlines. And for Yamaha, that private moment at Aragón may end up defining the